Today's topic is properties of reflexes. So there are various properties. We will discuss one by one. So first property is adequate stimulus. When precise stimulus is applied, okay, and we will get a response, which is known as a adequate stimulus. When precise stimulus is applied, now reflex response is obtained only when precise stimulus for given reflex activity is applied. Second is delay. It refers to the time interval between application of stimulus and starting of response. It is due to cymatic delay. Okay, so we know the cymatic delay. Okay, so why there is a cymatic delay? It is because of there are certain events which is taken place at the level of synapse. Okay, like release of neurotransmitter, then binding of neurotransmitter with the receptor which is present on postsynaptic membrane. Okay, so there are various steps we have already discussed in synaptic transmission. So it requires time, and that's why there is a delay at the synapse. So delay is minimum in monosynaptic reflex, okay, but it is maximum in disynaptic and polysynaptic reflex, okay, because there are more synapses. A one-way conduction, impulses pass from receptor to the center and then from center to effector organ. So this is the reflex path. Okay, so only there is a one-way conduction. Summation property, temporal summation and spatial summation. Temporal summation, when nerve fiber is stimulated repeatedly with subthreshold stimuli in quick succession, response does occur, and this is due to summation of EPSPs. Okay, excitatory postsynaptic potential, which is produced by subthreshold stimuli. Phenomena is known as a temporal summation. In spatial summation, when two or more nerve fiber supplying the same muscle are stimulated simultaneously with subthreshold stimuli, there is a reflex contraction of muscle is obtained due to spatial summation. Okay. Occlusion phenomena, it refers to phenomena by which stimulation of two neighboring nerves simultaneously evokes a laser response, then sum total of response obtained when each nerve is separately stimulated. For example, A and B are different nerve. Okay, so when A is stimulated separately, there is a development of tension 8T. If B is stimulated separately, then again 8T. But when we stimulate both A and B simultaneously, then there is a only development of tension 12T. Okay, so less tension will be obtained when we give a simultaneous stimulation to both A and B. So this is because of occlusion phenomena. Okay, because there is a overlapping of nerve fiber during the distribution. That's why there is a occlusion phenomena. Subliminal fringe effect, a phenomena by which simultaneous stimulation of two nerves A and B with weak shock evokes a greater response than sum total of response when each nerve is separately stimulated with weak shock. Okay, it is totally opposite to occlusion phenomena. So each afferent nerve on entering the spinal cord stimulates two group of neuron. One group is stimulated adequately and second group subminimally, and each weak stimulus, that's why produce action potential in nerve group of one neuron. Neurons belonging to second group are also excited but subminimally, because this group is common. When both A and B are simultaneously stimulated, action potential also develops in second group of neuron, and that's why response will be more greater. Okay, so this is subliminal fringe effect. Recruitment, when excitatory nerve is stimulated with a stimulus of constant strength for a long time, there occurs progressive increase in response of reflex activity. This is due to progressive in number of motor neuron activated. This is known as a recruitment. Irradiation, when sensory stimulus is too strong, impulse spread to many neighboring neurons in the center and produce wider response. This is due to transmission of impulse through large number of collaterals of afferent and their interneurons. final common pathway. Efferent pathway of reflex arc is formed by alpha motor neuron that supply the extrafusal fiber of skeletal muscle. So all neuronal influences, either it is excitatory or inhibitory, affecting muscular contraction, ultimately funnel through motor neurons. So they are called common final pathway. Facilitation phenomena: when reflex is elicited repeatedly at a proper interval, response becomes progressively higher for first few occasions, and this is due to facilitation occurring at the synapse. Inhibition: during reflex activity, impulse through sensory fiber from protagonist muscle inhibits the action of antagonist muscle. The inhibitory activity exerted by interneuron is responsible for such reciprocal inhibitory effect. Okay, it is like a reciprocal inhibition, okay, in at the level of synapse. Okay, so we already discussed this thing in property of synapse. After discharge, when a reflex action is elicited continuously for some time and then stimulation is stopped, the reflex response, means here muscle contraction, may continue for some time even after cessation of stimulus. This is known as a after discharge. So this is because of internuncial neuron which continue transmit impulse to the center even after cessation of stimulus, and that's why there is a after discharge. Fatigue or habituation: when particular reflex is elicited repeatedly at a frequent interval, the response is reduced progressively and then disappears altogether. This is known as a fatigue or habituation. So first site of fatigue is synapse, okay, and then motor endings, and lastly the muscle. Okay. Rebound phenomena: reflex activity can be inhibited for some time by some method. However, once inhibitory effect is over, the reflex activity reappears and becomes powerful. This is known as a rebound phenomena. Cause is still not known. Fractionation: force of muscle contraction is much higher when it is stimulated directly through motor nerve as compared to when it is stimulated reflexly through sensory nerve. So this is due to phenomena of occlusion of motor neuron when sensory nerve is stimulated. Okay, so during stimulation of sensory nerve, okay, a response will be less as compared to if we directly stimulate the motor neuron or motor nerve. Sensitization: when injurious stimulus is repeatedly applied, there is an intensification of response. This is known as a sensitization. It is because of presynaptic facilitation of impulse. Okay, so this was about the properties of reflex. Thank you.